Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me yet again for another video. Well, this time around I'll be coming with just voice, you guys, because I just wanted to talk about this because after I did the Chidimma story and I tried to explain to you guys what is going on with this case, some of y'all are still wanting to remain in Dilulu, and it's still fine. You don't understand what is going on, and you don't really see the problem here. The problem is not Chidimma, and a lot of people are not getting it. The problem is not Chidimma. The problem is the brazen arrogance. Usually when you see people behave like untouchables like this, there's usually a serious cause for concern. And this story right now is a demonstration of that. Now it seems like Chidimma Adetshina's mother, Anabela Rungo, might just get away with this one. And this is all because the SAPS, South African Police Service, are choosing to butcher her case, if you ask me, because today I came across a story that I think it's appropriate that I should share with you, Mzansi Reality family, and you guys tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Magistrate criticizes state over incomplete docket in Chidimma Adetshina's mother's case. Now one can wonder, how is the docket incomplete when everything has been playing out so publicly, when even the Home Affairs Department has been issuing statements, has been having proof, they did background checks. So this tells you that someone in the police who's handling the case is not doing their job right, or something is just going on. But knowing our country, something is fishy. So here it says that Magistrate Sadika Jindo's chastised the state for presenting a half-baked docket in the matter of Anabela Rungo, mother of former Miss South Africa contestant Chidimma Adetshina. The arresting of Chidimma's mother happened on Saturday morning, and they've had literally Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday to compile a docket. And it's not like they're going to be going around digging information. Most of the information is with the Department of Home Affairs, but they still failed to put a docket together. Now that just doesn't make sense. Rungo was arrested on Saturday by investigators from the Department of Home Affairs, assisted by South African Police, SAPS. So it looks like with this case of Anabela Rungo, the South African Police Service were assisting the Department of Home Affairs. So by the mere of them having a state facility that is spearheading this, you would expect the SAPS, it should be easy for them to compile a docket. But no, not in South Africa. No, something has to go wrong in the SAPS. The department withdrew Rungo's South African documentation in September 2024 after finding that it had been fraudulently obtained, rendering her ineligible to continue residing in South Africa. The department said on Saturday that in an apparent act of brazen disregard for the legal consequences of her conduct, it appears that Ms. Rungo has defied her undesirable status through Mozambican passport. Rungo appeared late on Monday in Cape Town Magistrate's Court, where the charge sheet shows she is being charged with 2 charges relating to contravening the Immigration Act and a charge for contravening the Identification Act. Jindo's, however, took issue on Monday with the lack of information in the docket when tackling the matter of why Rungo should remain in custody. So the judge was basically having a problem with why Ms. Rungo should remain in custody. Gundos told the state that they knew before her arrest on Saturday that there would be public interest in the case, and questioned why the necessary information was not in her docket, which is a valid question coming from the magistrate there to the state, that why are you guys not prepared? I mean, this is a huge case. You knew it was coming from the moment that she was being arrested, and works and preparations should have been put together together for you to sit down and compile a more meaningful docket. So what is happening? So the magistrate questioned why there wasn't the necessary information in her docket, such as when she traveled across the border, from where and how. You know, we all heard allegations, well, not really allegations, because some people were even showing footages around the time that this story was trending, especially when Chidimma went to Miss Universe Nigeria. Her mother was spotted there by some people who knew her. Of course, we don't know what she looks like, but people were saying Chidimma's mother is there at the Miss Universe stage, congratulating her daughter after winning the pageant. So the matter of Rungo's passport also came up in court, with the state claiming that she has 3 different passports which she used to travel to China and Mozambique, but this was disputed by the defense attorney Ben Matthewson, who said that his client had handed over her passport to the immigration official from Home Affairs. So they are saying that the defense representation of Ms. Rungo is saying that the passports were handed to the Department of Home Affairs. Now the question would be, when were they handed over to the Department of Home Affairs? Was it before or after she decided to go to Nigeria and support her daughter in a pageant? Prior to the matter being heard, Jindo's also made a ruling in regards to media coverage that Rungo's face not be shown at all in the media, and neither the faces of the court bench. Now this is also worrisome and troubling because this is a public case. People are publicly interested, and Miss Anabela Rungo, it does not seem like she's camera shy or anything, judging from her being on the stage allegedly when Chidimma was being crowned, and there are some footages of her that people shared throughout the pageantry. So she didn't mind being recorded in the pageant, but she does mind being recorded when it comes to a case that is of public concern. So this is really weird how things are unfolding, and also the judge herself, it seems like she also doesn't want cameras while she's conducting this case, which is rather interesting. So the case concluded for the day with Jindo, which is the magistrate, keeping Rungo in custody, where she will again appear on Tuesday to allow for consultations with her attorney, and the matter of bail information is tentatively set for Thursday. Early on Monday morning, the Western Cape Department of Social Development also issued a statement reminding the public that child protection is one of its primary responsibilities. Their statement came in light of a minor being removed from Rungo's care after she was detained. The department says, "We cannot divulge any details about the matter for safety and well-being of the minor. We also ask the media to respect this and not reveal any further identifiers related to the child in their respective publications. When it comes to child protection in general, if a child is at risk of abuse or neglect or other harm, the department steps in to intervene and assist that child. Depending on the outcome of the assessment, a social worker may perform an emergency removal and place the child in alternative care, such as with safety of a parent or in a child and youth care center, and this will be ratified by a magistrate in the children's court within 48 hours. So it looks like if Miss Anabela Rungo doesn't get bail here, we don't know what's going to happen to Chidimma's child, but she will be under the care of social workers and the Department of Social Services, and options might happen that she is transferred to a relative, or Chidimma, not really Chidimma, but I would say one of the family members needs to come and take the child, or they will be taken to a youth care center. Social Development MEC Jacques Hollande said that social workers from the department and DCPOS work extremely hard to safeguard children, but we need communities to work with us as well. So here are options that Chidimma has. She needs to make sure that her mother obviously gets a proper legal representation, which is something that she has done, or she can herself go claim her child. But if the state has a case against her, then it would amount to her handing herself over as well, so that she can go through due process. But according to some people, they are saying apparently there's no case against her. Those are what the rumors are saying. saying because it's not her fault. Her mother is the one who used someone else's identity and not Chidimma. But remember that both of them were supposed to appear before Home Affairs and answer certain questions that the Department of Home Affairs had for them, and they decided to go to Nigeria. They prioritized that pageant in Nigeria over their citizenship and their ability to stay in the country legally and to clear up any legal issues. And then they snuck back in and was hoping that everything would just be normal and move on with their lives. Now, the point also that I'm trying to raise, which is another point that you guys I'm trying to bring to light, look at how this first court appearance in itself is unraveling. These are symptoms of a case that might not go according to how the public or the general people that have an issue with the illegalities that are going on might go, or how in fact it's supposed to go. First, we have a police officer or police officers that decided to not compile the docket properly. We have a state prosecutor who just decided to show up in court without everything in order. We have a magistrate who's now telling us, since this court is also of public interest, the media is not allowed to have coverage of this trial. And there are no reasons that were given, none whatsoever, why the media cannot cover. So obviously when the media is being blocked, something is not right. And it also sounds like the legal representation or the defense counsel representing Miss Rungo is also of no color. And that, to me, people may say maybe it's not important, but we all know that when people really want to get out of legal trouble, they bring out the big ones. And with regard to this country and how courts behave towards people of a certain, we've divulged into these various things when covering the Senzo Meyiwa trial. I'm sure you guys have seen the difference. So that already tells you that there are too many loopholes. Who's creating the loopholes and why, and what exactly is being covered up here? Remember, you guys, I was letting you know when I covered Chidimma on Saturday that this seems like there's a whole lot of a Pandora's box that is trying to be protected. The arrogance that Chidimma has and her mother lets you know that something is happening here. Okay, it lets you know that how the arrogance and the moving of no regard for South African laws, no regard for what South Africans have to say. In fact, one would say the spitefulness of saying, who do they think they are? What do they have for me? Or that type of attitude. It's the attitude that you would get for people that feel that they are immune. To them, it's like maybe they know that they have enough money to get out of this situation, or they have enough money to cover up whatever they need to cover up, or they are that connected. They are connected to important people. This, honestly, to me, is a demonstration of something big, something you only see when some things are not quite right. And how the first court appearance in itself appears with police officers who were with the Department of Home Affairs as they were going to arrest Chidimma's mother, somehow failed to prepare a docket. Can one say that this was done on purpose? Can one really say that somebody or some group of people are working together to give Chidimma's mother immunity or get her out of this situation? That's a question I'm going to pose to you guys. And usually, where do you see this type of power when it comes to courts? We are seeing it enough with the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So you guys let me know, are these the first symptoms of something deeper that is happening with Chidimma's case? Or are we wrong to even speak on it? We just leave it alone. And most importantly, do you think that the media should be allowed to take these court proceedings, even if it means Chidimma's mother's face is not shown, just like it's happening there with witnesses not being shown in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, but just to get at least the case in itself and how it unravels? We need media coverage of this case. I'd also like for us to notice how there's this guard of protection around showing the face of Chidimma's mother. some people feel some type of way. They're like, no, this is not her doing, this is not her blaming. But we all know in South Africa, when a person of color has committed a crime, they just broadcast their face. The face is broadcasted. There's nothing troubling, there's nothing halabaloo. The only time we see this kind of protection around somebody, even after a court appearance, is when there's a person of no color making that court appearance. It happens a lot in this country, and it's something like a pattern that we're starting to notice. So already there's some kind of a power element when it comes to Chidimma's family, and this non-broadcasting of Chidimma's mother, this whole thing just shows that they're dealing with a powerful person. They're dealing with a person who's very moneyed. They could be an illegal foreigner, but they are an illegal foreigner with money in South Africa. And these are the little things that we are trying to demonstrate to those who are saying, leave her alone. How can we ignore this as South Africans? How can we possibly ignore all these red flags around this family? What makes her so powerful and special that the media can not broadcast, and worst of all, cannot show her face? Or it's almost like there's this power element being exercised around blocking her case from being broadcasted, even if it's of public interest. What do you think, guys, are the obstacles that are stopping media coverage in this case? Because the judge did not get to explain, or maybe they did explain, and the journalist or reporter who wrote this decided to leave that aspect out of the reasons as to why there could not be media coverage on a case that South Africans are very much interested in. Okay, you guys, that's it from me. You let me know what you think. I'll be very interested to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Bye, guys.